Welcome to the British Blind and Shutter Association's information on window blind cord and chain safety. This short video will show you what to look for when considering your new blinds, how to make your existing blinds safer, what other precautions you should consider in relation to window blinds and your home, and how to find out further safety information. So what are the child safety concerns associated with window blinds? Many window blinds are operated by cords or chains, and some of these are formed into a loop. Without an appropriate safety device fitted, operating loops and cords represent a strangulation hazard to babies and young children, if they can gain access to the blind. Analysis conducted by the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents shows that children under the age of 3, alone in their bedrooms, are most at risk. But you should consider blind cord and chain safety in any room where young children are present or may visit. So what should you look for when buying new blinds? A change to the European standard for window blinds in 2014 means that all internal blinds must be safe by design or provided with a compliant safety device. Safe by design means the blind is operated without cords or chains that can form a loop. There are an extensive range of blinds now available that do not contain operating cords or chains at all, or that have concealed or inaccessible cords. Let's look at some options for a window blind over a kitchen sink. This vertical blind is entirely operated by this wand, which, when twisted, alters the angle of the louvers and can then be used to simply push or pull the blind into position. Or if you prefer, there's the option of a roller blind. On this version, a slider engages the enclosed chain to raise or lower the blind. Or why not opt for the simplicity and convenience of a motorised blind? The blind can be raised or lowered to any position at the touch of a button, either on a wand or a handheld remote control. The blind will stop automatically at the top and the bottom. And this model is battery operated too, so no wiring is required. Here is another style of blind, which is raised by a single retractable cord and lowered using a cord lock. Or you could use blinds which have no operating cords or chains at all and neatly fit into the beading of the window. Available as a roller blind, a Venetian blind, and a pleated blind. Another advantage of this blind style is that they move with the window or door that they are fitted to. Aluminium Venetian blinds are popular in bathrooms due to their resistance to moisture, and this style of blind can be operated without cords and chains too. This model has a metal wand, and twisting this alters the angle of the slats. Raising and lowering the blind is achieved by simply moving this slider. And some Venetian blinds can be operated by simply pushing or pulling into position, and the slats can be tilted by hand too. Many liken this blind style to a fabric Venetian, as the degree of light and privacy can be finely controlled. This blind is operated by this single retractable cord. It simply and safely changes the light levels, raising and lowering the blind. Earlier, we saw how a wand-operated vertical blind was useful over a kitchen sink, and this style of blind can be used with other windows around the home as well. The wand can be any length required, so it can be a useful blind for wheelchair users. Vertical blinds can also be motorised, and this version uses a low-voltage motor. simple to use at a touch of a button, and of course, no operating cords or chains. Internal shading can also take the form of shutters. The popularity of plantation shutters has increased considerably in recent years, and this traditional form of shading is simply moved into the desired position by hand. A common option in schools, but also suitable for homes, are crank or gearbox operated blinds, where the blind is raised or lowered using an operating handle. Available for over a century, the traditional spring roller blind has always operated without looped cords or chains. It is now available with springs that gently control the speed at which the blind retracts. This honeycomb pleated blind has fully concealed cords and is easily moved into position by using the bottom rail. And this type of operating mechanism is also available as a roller blind, which can be moved into the desired position effortlessly. This design of blind has a stylish fabric that gently filters and softens daylight, whilst also offering you the option of a privacy blind. This is available with a battery-operated motor, so no wiring is required. A simple click of a button will raise, lower, or stop the blind. Every style of blind can be motorised, even Roman blinds like this one. And many motorised blinds can also be controlled automatically by devices like timers and light sensors. But shading does not have to be just inside the building. This external drop-arm awning is operated by this winding handle, but can be motorised as well, and obviously with no cords or chains inside the building. These are just some examples of blind systems which either do not use a looped cord or chain to operate them, or have a concealed or tensioned cord system. All are designed to be easy to use and to improve safety and convenience. Always consider these options first for homes or other buildings where babies and young children live or may visit. Your local BBSA member or Make It Safe dealer will be able to help you further. If the blind style or position of the blind you require means it has cords or chains to operate it, this is still possible, but the blind must be fitted with a compliant safety device. Roman blinds typically have operating cords or chains to the side of the blind, as well as lift cords on the back. This blind, therefore, has two safety features. The operating chain is secured by this tensioning device, which keeps the chain taut and out of the way. And on the back of the blind, the lift cords are protected by breakaway devices. So should anything become caught in the cords, they simply break apart, but, after inspection, can be joined together again. And there are many different types of these devices available. Some blinds may be operated by a chain at the side of the blind. This blind is fitted with a chain brake connector. When too much pressure is applied, it simply snaps apart. But after inspection, can be reconnected again to allow the blind to be operated normally. This is another type of breakaway device. The blind will raise and lower normally when pulling a single chain, but should too much pressure be applied to the loop, the safety device detaches. Again, it can be reconnected to allow the blind to be operated normally. Or you could have a chain-operated blind and install a tension device to keep the chain taut. Some blind styles have cords running through them, which are then joined externally to the blind as an operating cord, as in this wooden Venetian blind. This blind has three safety features. Firstly, with the blind in the fully lowered position, a stop on the cords at the top of the blind prevents any cord being pulled back through the blind to form a loop. Secondly, the cords are joined to this breakaway device, which splits apart under pressure but can be connected again. And finally, after the blind is operated, the cords can be simply wound around this cleat, fitted high and out of a child's reach. But what about existing blinds that you may have fitted? There are simple solutions here as well, so let's look at a few options. A vertical blind typically uses a chain to tilt the louvers and a cord to draw the blind. For this blind style, a cord and chain tensioning device should be securely installed to an adjacent surface and fitted furthest away from the headrail of the blind, so the cord and chains are always taut. A chain-operated roller blind can also be fitted with a tensioning device to keep the chain taut. Ensure the safety device is securely fixed to an adjacent solid surface. Where more than one pull cord is joined to a final pull, these can also be fitted with safety devices, so that if too much pressure is applied, they simply split apart, but after inspection can be connected together again. We've seen a number of devices available for virtually every type of blind operation. But what else can you do to improve safety? You must keep cords and chains out of the reach of babies and young children. Accidents often happen when children climb, so make sure that cots, beds, furniture and other items are kept away from windows and blinds. Regularly check that any safety device is securely fixed and in working order. And of course, instructions issued with your blinds should be diligently followed, and babies and young children constantly supervised. And don't forget to make sure any corded curtain poles or tracks do not have accessible cords or chains either. The British Blind and Shutter Association, or BBSA, is a trade association and represents some of the largest window blind manufacturers and suppliers in the UK, through to independent specialists, providing local supply and installation of all types of internal and external blinds and shutters. The BBSA campaigned for tougher child safety standards and continues to provide safety with blinds through its Make It Safe campaign. As part of the Make It Safe campaign, the BBSA have produced posters, brochures, and established a Make It Safe website where you can access more information and find the BBSA member or Make It Safe dealer nearest to you. Please remember to always consider a blind which is safe by design when looking for new blinds. To see more information on the Make It Safe campaign, please visit makeitsafe.org.uk. For general child safety advice, please see the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents and the Child Accident Prevention Trust's websites.